What is up, guys? Jairman here, and today I'll be reviewing Project Cars developed by Slightly Mad Studios. I got Project Cars on Steam a little bit ago, maybe a couple months, 3 or 4, for about $20, and that is probably the best $20 I've spent. The graphics in Project Cars are just insane at full 1080p. I just love the graphics. Everything looks realistic, and it's comparable to The Crew or Forza Motorsport 6. Those are also great games too, that have great graphics, I guess. In the gameplay behind me is I'm currently driving the BMW M3. As you can tell, I'm really good at the game. No, I'm joking. I'm actually like trash at the game. One thing, it is kind of hard to control. I have my PS4 controller plugged into the computer to control it, because with the keyboard, there's not really in between and not much control. I think the game would be a lot better with the steering wheel, because you just have a lot more control over it, because you're really snappy with the throttle on the PS4 controller. Like, you might be able to see on some of the turns I do, the car is just really snappy, and that's just one thing I don't really like about it. Now, another thing I would like to cover is the realism of the game. I mean, first of all, how I previously mentioned is just how insane the graphics are. I would just like to also say how when you do damage, it can actually affect your car and you can blow your engine and all of that. You can either control brake biases or turn off ABS or traction control and all of that. Right now, in the gameplay you're seeing, I turned off full realism, because honestly it gets kind of annoying because I blow my engine a lot, because I have the manual shifting rigged into the bumpers of the PS4 controller. In that part, when I first played the game, I did the Formula A car, which my mind just blew shifting through the gears in first person mode. It's just really cool how insane it is, in the sound and all of that, and I don't know how to describe it, honestly. It honestly feels like you're in the game. I mean, having an Oculus Rift or some other peripheral that supports VR would just complete the game and make it a lot better. You can see right now I'm in first person mode of the BMW M3. And as I previously mentioned, with the PS4 controller, you can see the steering wheel, how snappy it is to get those minute movements. There's not really in between, you just have to snap it, and hopefully you get it. The next thing I like and dislike about Project Cars is the selection of cars. I mean, I don't know exactly for sure, but there's a good amount of cars on there, ranging from BMWs to Pagani. And there's even some other brands I don't even know in there, like, and they even have some of the older ones. Like, one of my older favorite Formula 1 cars is the Lotus Renault Turbo, and you can actually tell when the turbo kicks in. But what I don't like about the selection of cars is where a Ferrari or Lamborghini or Bugatti or any of those mainstream sports cars, there's none in there. They even have a Ford Focus in there too, which it is tricked out. I believe I do play on it later in the gameplay, so stay tuned for that. Even better is the shifter carts. I know I do play some shifter cart gameplay in the background. You should see that coming up in the next couple minutes. Those carts are obviously, like, they have so much grip and they're a lot of fun to drive, and they're quick too. It's just the selection. There's not as many cars as I like, because I mean, I consider myself a Ferrari fanboy. I love those cars, but they're not in there. There's all these other weird cars too, which is kind of cool though, because I got to learn some other types of cars, which I thought it was all. Now, I've told you guys the good things I like about this game. Now, the things I don't really like about it is how realistic some of it can get, because the smallest things, if you bump into something, your car's fucked. I don't really like that, because it's undrivable and you have to restart the game and all of that. Another thing I don't like is the handling and how snappy it is. You pretty much need to buy like a Logitech G27 racing wheel, which I would like one, but they're pretty expensive and not worth it in my opinion for this game. What else kind of pisses me off about this game is just the menu. You cannot control it with a controller that's plugged into your computer. You have to control it with the mouse, which it's kind of annoying because I like to lean back and play the game and not really have to worry about controlling it with the mouse or anything. Well, that's just me, just because I'm lazy. But the menu, it's not that bad. Another thing that's not real bad about the game is career mode. Obviously right now I'm just playing in single player time trials, and it's just with career mode, like the AIs you play against are just insanely difficult to go against. Like you pretty much have to play them on novice recruit just to like place in the game. But I mean that's just me, I'm ass at the game, and you can see I just spun out there on the race cart, which the race cart is kind of hard to spin out because it's a really grippy car. It's a fun car though. This is the 250cc shifter cart. There's also the, I believe it's a 125cc shifter cart. That one's fun too. It's just the 250 is a lot more powerful. As you can see, like just now, I love the sound when you're taking a turn and you can hear the wheels struggling to grip. It's just one of those other like minute details that Slightly Mad Studios added into the game that just make the game so much better. They just took advantage of those minor details, because it's those minor details that make the game complete. You can have it as a whole, but if you don't have that tiny stuff there, then the game is ass. Now we're on to the Ford Focus. This just isn't any other Ford Focus. This one is tricked out. Has a huge engine and all of that in there, which I thought it was a lot of fun to drive, but it was hard to control too. I was just dicking around driving it. It's not that enjoyable to drive in the game, because you might as well drive the faster cars if you're in the game. But I just thought it was cool how they added these other variety of cars in there. And especially Ford Focus, like they should add like a Fiat in there or something. But yeah. Again, the sounds in this game, oh my god. I just love the sounds of the engine here and hearing everything work together. That just blows my mind on how realistic it sounds. It was at this moment I realized I just wanted to screw around and not actually race. Now we are on the Lotus Renault Turbo. Honestly, probably my favorite car in the game next to the Formula A, because you can even tell when the turbo kicks in. It's insane. It's really hard to control. You have to start out in a low gear, as you can see. I figured that here so I have more like high-end torque, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it's just a really quick car. You can see I'm accelerating right here, and then my controller came unplugged. And, yep, and that's the end of the review. Thanks for watching.